All right, and we have our first game of this Sunday night as the Houston Rockets, 6th seed in the West, look to end the series as they lead 2-1. However, the Nuggets did come into Houston and win Game 3. We'll see if they can win Game 4 as well. Big game. We saw the Rockets really struggle in this game in Game 3 as they shot 29%, especially with that Russell Westbrook 8 for 25. Do you think they're gonna come out to play tonight like games 1 and 2?
Well, I think you won't see them shoot as poorly for sure. Obviously, they played. Russell Westbrook played very, very well in games 1 and 2, and obviously pushed the Rockets to victories on the road in games 1 and 2 in Denver. And in game 3, he shot the ball a ton. Really, really struggled there in game 3. From the 3-point line, driving in, just struggled all around. James Harden didn't get it going, and obviously Nikola Jokic and Jamal Murray were big keys for the Denver Nuggets in Game 3 on the road. We'll see if they can step up and play well and see if Denver can force a Game 5, send it back to Denver, or if the Rockets take care of business. And we'll see again here. You know, if Russell Westbrook can put up a monster game, we'll see if he can possibly surpass Giannis back for MVP here so far in these playoffs. He'll need to put up a monster game similar to Game 1, in my opinion, for him to surpass Giannis after Giannis's sweep yesterday over the Orlando Magic, the Bucks. So we will see how this game folds out, but it should be a good one here in Houston, Texas.
Yeah, and I think if Houston wants to end the series tonight, it's going to have to be James Harden and maybe an X factor, someone off the bench hitting a lot of threes, or just an overall good effort on the 3-point line. We only saw 4 players score for Houston in Game 3, and the keys in Game 1 and 2 was Russell Westbrook and Harden putting up their numbers, and then we have at least 3 other players on the team making 1 or 2 threes. We'll see how they do tonight. It'll be Nuggets ball to start. Here we go. Will Barton hits a 3 to start, and the Nuggets off to a good start. Big game. We haven't seen much of Will Barton this series. What do you have to say about Will Barton?
Oh, as Westbrook drives down the lane there and finishes with a two-handed layup. Key Barton is a good offensive piece for the Nuggets, scoring the ball, and we have not seen very much of him in the series. So that'd be a nice touch for Denver if he can get some offense going here early in Game 4.
You know, I also like that start by the Rockets. Russell Westbrook driving down the lane. You know, that's a big oh, and it's blocked by Tucker. That's a big change from Game 3 as he just kept shooting the ball on the 3-point line, as that's what the Nuggets game plan's been the whole series. It didn't work Game 1 and 2, but it clearly worked in Game 3. So he's going to make them pay by driving inside, and until they play him off of a double team, he's just going to be looking for passing that way.
Well, as you were saying in Game 3, Russell Westbrook really shot the three ball poorly, and he took a lot of threes to start the game. He did not drive in very much and try to take layups, and when he did, they were very contested. But you saw most of the buckets that he did end up making in Game 3 were driving layups or mid-range jumpers. I believe he only ended up making one or two threes, and obviously he drives again here and can't finish over Murray.
You know, that's a shot you'll take, though, if you're Rockets. That's what you like to see. Oh, and that's a pass inside Millsap, and he makes it. And Millsap also had that key run in the third quarter. I believe he went on an 8-0 run by himself to really give that Nuggets push for the win in Game 3. And I think if the Nuggets can keep this game close with Barton, Millsap, and Gary Harris in their starting lineup scoring without Jamal Murray, oh, but Jamal Murray's going to score here. If they're going to have those X factors show up, all Jamal Murray and Jokic have to do is have their average game, and they're going to win this game and send it back to Denver. Oh, and he's going to get fouled by
Oh,
Jamal Murray. That'll be his first.
this is what you like to see out of Russ Westbrook, really driving and forcing himself inside the paint here. And obviously he's missed one, he's made one, and gets fouled there and makes one of two free throws. And Murray beats him back the other way, and then Murray lays it in.
You know,
Denver
I think
5 here.
Murray's got to put the pressure on Russell Westbrook. when he has to guard him defensively as Russell Westbrook. Oh, he's going to shoot the three. He's challenging him to do so, and Jokic gets the rebound. If they want to put the pressure on Russell Westbrook, Jamal Murray's going to be the key.
Well, and surprising here now is Paul Millsap makes a nice little floater there, and a 9-1 run here by the Nuggets in the last minute 20. We have not seen very much of James Harden with the ball so far to start here in Game 4. Kind of shocking as Westbrook takes a mid-range jumper, no good. Westbrook really firing up the shots again here early. He's been aggressive, driving in.
And here comes Paul Millsap again. That's
Millsap
6 points for
goes
him.
down a two-handed flush. And a 9-point lead early here for the Denver Nuggets.
This needed to happen. We see these teams down 2-0 or 2-1. They got to come out aggressive, and they have to challenge the home team now who has the lead. And Russell Westbrook misses once again. Oh, it's to Jokic. He'll have an easy hook, but he misses. And James Harden misses the layup. Wow. Oh, and Jokic has a mismatch again. He finishes there, though, on the same shot.
Now a double-digit lead here, 11-point lead now for the Nuggets here in the first quarter at the Toyota Center.
Wow, Mike D'Antoni really wants to calm down his team as the game plan so far in Game 4 has not been working.
Well, what you've seen, too, out of Denver is it hasn't just been one player. It's been multiple scorers. Paul Millsap has multiple buckets. Jamal Murray has multiple buckets. Jokic has taken multiple shots. I think he has multiple buckets as well. Like, you're seeing an all-around good offensive performance so far in this first quarter for Denver.
All right, this is going to be a key stretch now. Denver's bench hasn't been that great in this series. If they can at least even out here with the Rockets, that'll be a good sign for them. But Jeff Green starts it off with a miss. Now we'll see how the Nuggets bench offense does on their first possession. Looking for Jeremy Grant in the post. He's going to take a tough fade away. Wow, he hits it. Tough shot. Look at that percentage, big game. 14% of the Rockets, 73% of the Nuggets.
Well, this is obviously the worst quarter the Houston Rockets have had so far in the series. And Jeff Green takes a fadeaway, no good. And if you're the Rockets here, you're just going to, and Michael Porter Jr. drives by there. Now a 15-point lead for the Denver Nuggets.
Big game. We came to some early conclusions in that Nets-Raptors game. The Raptors came out strong against the Nets in Brooklyn, but they ended up choking the second half. So Rockets still have a lot of time in this one, and there's a three by Ben McLemore to cut it to 12.
Well, and if you're Houston, you can't be dreading this big deficit too much. Obviously, you put up big numbers in games 1 and 2. You shot the ball very well, so you know you can shoot the ball well. You have two superstars.
Oh, but it's an and
Westbrook
one by
and Harden.
Grant.
And Jeremy Grant here now scores again and is fouled on it. So I've seen now here at Denver the last couple of times down the court here, the player that scored the previous basket has scored again on the next possession.
Oh, but McLemore hits it again. Wow. He's got 6 of the Houston 11 points.
Well, you see Houston's bench kind of stepping up here. We've seen other teams struggle in the first quarters, whether it is their starters or their bench too. But obviously the bench here for Houston comes in, it's knocked down a couple of threes. They haven't played great defense, but they've been able to score the basketball and help their percentage out as there's an illegal screen by Michael Porter Jr. 6.6 seconds left here in this first quarter. Let's see if the Rockets can put it in the bucket.
And you got to go to Ben McLemore in this situation, unless Eric Gordon gets a wide open shot. Looks like it's going to be contested, though. Can't hit. Denver leads the first quarter, 23-11 in Houston. And we are back in the second quarter in Houston as Denver out to an early lead, 23-11. Big game. Do you think Denver can continue this?
You'd have to think so. Obviously, in games 1 and 2, they really struggled. So maybe in the last game, they figured something out. It's Austin Rivers puts the ball on the deck there and able to finish with a nice layup to cut the lead to 10. I think it's very possible that they can, extend this lead some more or keep it up as Plumlee misses a layup there. But if I'm the Rockets, you're at home. You've made a couple shots off the bench. We'll see here as Eric Gordon pulls up for three and he knocks it down. We'll see if the star power and the shooting of the three ball, like in games 1 and 2 by Russell Westbrook and James Harden, is too much to handle for the Nuggets as they were up by at least 15 at one point, lead down to 8 now as Monte Morris can't finish.
But Mason
offensive
Plumlee's
rebound, he
there.
lays it in.
Wow, that's a big shot there by Mason Plumlee. You got to keep the deficit at least 6 or higher right now if you don't want to give the Houston Rockets any momentum when the starters come back in.
You'd like to see Eric Gordon give this ball up here as he's dribbled it out the whole entire shot clock so far as he drives, kicks it. Oh, a wide open Jeff Green for a deep two. Nice play right there. Timeout Denver. Lead to 7 now.
That's a good timeout by Michael Malone. As we've been saying, Houston's going to come alive. They will keep putting up those three-point shots, and if they have mid-ranges like that, they're going to keep shooting them. You just have to hope Denver's defense can step up on those. Jamal Murray is back in the ballgame. He's going to try and attack Russell Westbrook, but it goes to Will Barton. Tough mid-range, can't hit.
No good. And Westbrook back out there. Westbrook driving. That's Gordon, I believe. Gordon kicks it to Westbrook. Open three.
And that's
no
another
good.
miss for Russell Westbrook. They're trying to get to Jokic to the post. He makes that hook shot again.
Night, love you.
James Harden finally get a chance in the offense.
You see most starters back out there now as Westbrook hooks up another three. This time he hits it. That one was wide open. His first wide open three attempt so far, I'd say, in this game with no one near him. And he hits that one off a James Harden pass.
You know, but that's the difference. You just said off a James Harden pass. Nice finish there by Barton. Russell Westbrook has been shooting those off the dribble, usually with no assists coming from it. If he can be a part of the offense, more like how James Harden just passed to him, that might help out his three-point percentage.
Eric Gordon missed a three there. Denver back on the offensive end.
Post up by Paul Millsap. Can't hit. Good defense by Covington.
Oh, an easy drive there
Gordon.
by Eric Gordon. Lays it in. Leads down to 6 now with 2:40 left here in the second quarter.
If the Nuggets want to continue this, they're going to have to feed Jokic. He's been good so far, just in a few opportunities, and they are. We'll see what he has for us in the post. Oh, and he takes a little
Jokic, a nice move right there with PJ Tucker. Faked a post up, went straight up with them to a nice pump fake. Got PJ Tucker kind of thinking about what he's gonna do and takes a nice little shot right there, right by the hoop. And Jokic drains it.
And that'll be a deep two. Russell Westbrook hits it though. Might be finding his
All
shot.
right, Westbrook is his last 2 shots now. Jokic for 3, no good.
We'll see if Houston could cut down from the 6-point deficit. James Harden for the
Open
mid-range. No good.
No good. And Jokic rips down the rebound there. Jokic now, obviously the biggest man out there for Denver. For either team, we'll see how many boards he can rip down here It'll be tough for the Rockets to get any offense rebounds, and it should be a little bit easier for Denver to run their offense through Jokic. Is there Gary Harris on a step back
And
three?
there's
There's a Millsap offense rebound, no good. Missed shot there by Millsap. Really, it's Harden with a nice jump step there. Gets by Denver, and it's a 4-point lead now with 55 seconds left here in the second quarter.
And if you're the Nuggets, if you're not at least up by 6 to 8 points here, this first half can't even be considered a win with how poor the Rockets shooting's been. Oh, and there's Jamal Murray who gets it back up to 6.
Nice finish there by Jamal Murray, left-handed. A half spin there, able to get it back middle, and a beautiful finish there by Murray.
Russell Westbrook shoots again. Mid-range can't hit.
No good. And here we go. As you said, Denver with a chance to up this lead to 8 or 9 potentially. Already up 6. We'll see if they can really make the Rockets look like they struggled here in the first half after the Rockets were down by as many as 15 and have cut into this lead majorly. And Murray looks like he's going to take it again, drives on Westbrook, can't finish.
Oh, but he gets it back.
Forward by
Paul
Murray
Millsap.
to Millsap, blocked.
Wow, and that goes off the side of the backboard, so it will be Nuggets ball. We'll see what they have for us. And I think it's a post-up or an attack by Jamal Murray. And here's the post-up for Jokic. No, it's stolen by Austin Rivers.
Stolen. And Rivers will dribble out the clock. And the Rockets will be down 6 going into half after being down by as many as 15 here in this first half. We'll see if they can come out at halftime and try to retake the lead here and try to finish this series in 4 at home in Houston.
And we're going to take a look at our halftime stats as we have the Nuggets shooting 56%. At one point, they're shooting above 70% in the first quarter. The rebound game is what's been key for them. They have 15 rebounds, a lot of those offensive rebounds. And look at the ball movement, 11 assists. That might be one of our highest totals at halftime in this tournament. And the Rockets shooting 45%. That's a very good recovery, only being down 6 after being down big early. 8 rebounds, that's where they got to box out Jokic and Paul Millsap on offensive glass. And that's going to be it for halftime as we'll head into the third quarter. And we are back in the third quarter as we have the Nuggets leading this game by 6 currently. Big game.
And we'll see if Russell Westbrook can knock down a few more shots here.
And he does, as you say it. It's a 3.
Well, I think I know what you were going to ask me, Jake. The keys for the Nuggets to hold this lead and the keys for the Rockets. Obviously, the keys for Denver, you got up by as many as 15 in the first half. You got to go back to that philosophy of offense and defense and see if that continues. As Westbrook goes here with the tie now, no good. And if you're the Rockets, you get the ball into your 2 biggest playmakers' hands, James Harden and Russell Westbrook.
Now, that's where I say I think Russell Westbrook right now needs to become a playmaker rather than taking some of these shots right now, or he needs to get to the paint, and he needs to get Jokic off his man for wide open threes for P.J. Tucker or others. And then I'd say James Harden needs to be the one who's shooting. But Russell Westbrook, this is the key. Drive in, and he boxes out Jamal Murray for the offensive board, and he gets the layup. And the way this Nuggets offense has succeeded is attacks by Jokic and Paul Millsap in the post, or Jamal Murray getting the double team so that one of them are wide open. And if you get a wide open 3 sometime in that, you take it. And Russell Westbrook's going to take another 3. Can't hit.
Now see Russell Westbrook kind of has to take those shots being left wide open. And here
there's a good pass.
It down, gets underneath Covington.
Oh, good defense,
can't finish the layup. Tough there by Covington.
And the Nuggets offense needs to get going here. They can't keep this at a close game with the Rockets' momentum at home.
Oh, no, driving Westbrook throws down a two-handed jam. Russell Westbrook striding down the lane, gets a pass from behind him and able to throw down a two-handed slam. 3-point lead here for Denver. Timeout Nuggets to start here in this third quarter.
Mike Malone's going to have to keep using these timeouts in the second half. He cannot allow any big runs by one of the Houston Stars. If Russell Westbrook or James Harden gets hot in this one, it's going to be tough to win. Unless Jokic or Jamal Murray can have a similar run in themselves. Nuggets are going to go with Mason Plumlee and Jokic in this third quarter. What do you think about this big game?
Well, obviously they're trying to change it up a little bit as they were up by 15 at one point, and obviously now the lead is cut down to 3. Westbrook deep 2, can't get it to go. So obviously they obviously feel the need to try and change things up and see if they can get back out to that 15-point lead.
You know, they're going to find mismatches in this Rockets defense, as someone at least will not be ready in the post, or Jokic or Mason Plumlee, or they clear out the lane like they did for Will Barton. And look at this shooting percentage difference, yet the Rockets are only down 5. There's so much room for improvement here for them to make a comeback. And Russell Westbrook misses the 3.
Here comes Jamal Murray, pull up 3, no good. And both teams kind of struggling here in this mid-third quarter to try and score the ball.
Oh, and it's an and one for Westbrook. You know, despite early struggles, he's come out in the... Oh, and he misses the free throw, though, on the N1. He's come out in the second half, and he's driving on the Denver defense right now. Ooh, good pass to Grant, and he was the key in the first half off the bench, and he continues here. He's up to 7 points.
Yeah, Jeremy Grant had a very good first half for the Denver Nuggets. You know, he was a player that we have not seen score the ball or really be active so far in the first 2 games.
Maybe another player off the bench they'd like to see do better here in the second half would be Michael Porter Jr. He was their key scorer during the regular season. Craig for 3. He hits it. Huge shot from Craig. This is back to an 8-point lead for the Nuggets. There. Russell Westbrook driving on Monte. Oh, and he gets him on the fake. Wow.
A beautiful spin move there by Russell Westbrook. What a play from Russell Westbrook right there, folks.
And he just keeps attacking. If he avoids the jump shot, I think he could take advantage of this Nuggets defense. We'll see who the Nuggets go to right now. Craig's going to have to take a tough shot. Can't hit. And big game, Russell Westbrook's been out for almost this whole third quarter. How are the Rockets going to deal with that in the fourth quarter, minutes-wise?
Well, I think you'll see Russell Westbrook either come out right away and then maybe get a rest late in the fourth quarter, or you'll see him start off on the bench, and then you'll see James Harden take the brunt of the load offensively with possibly Eric Gordon. But we'll see. As another finish there by, I believe that was Grant. Maybe it was Morris.
Monte Morris, yep.
Monte Morris, a beautiful finish there. You're looking at about a 13 to 12 second, or 8-second differential between game and shot. And Westbrook drives again. Westbrook lays it in. Back to 4 here. And the Denver Nuggets have really not been able to open back up this game after they got it up to 15 in the first quarter. The Rockets have clawed their way back in and have kept it close ever since. They've never been able to retake the lead, but they have gotten it close.
And I think that's what's impressive. Oh, he's going to take a fadeaway 3 and no good. It's going to end with a 4-point deficit as Denver leads 46-42 going to the fourth quarter in a win or go home game for them. We'll be back in the fourth very soon. As we come back to Houston, we have our State Farm assist of the game. Pass it over to Grant, and he gets the tough finish for the and one. All part of Grant's great run in the first half off the bench. We'll see what the Nuggets have out to start. It'll be Millsap, Morris, Craig, Michael Porter Jr., and Grant. What do you think about this lineup, big game? No center.
Well, obviously, this is the full-on bench basically for Denver, other than Paul Millsap, as Millsap takes a tough shot there. So they're trying to ride with the Rockets right now and having no center, a missed three, pull up three there, and obviously you see no Russell Westbrook here to start the fourth quarter, I mean, and no James Harden still, as Monte Morris finishes yet again underneath the rim.
Yeah, you would have thought James Harden, after getting a nice 3-minute rest in the third quarter, he would be expected to play the entire fourth quarter. Now, who do you want to see take advantage in this offense for the Rockets right now against the Nuggets bench?
Well, a tough shot there by Eric Gordon. Oh, you'd like to see Eric Gordon maybe take some better shots. But I think overall in that first quarter, you got to really look at the Rockets' offense in that first quarter to really bring them back. And I think you have to go back to how you played in that first quarter to bring your team back. They've kind of struggled since then. So we'll see.
Michael Porter Jr. gets fouled here, and he will go to the line. He makes the first free throw. And he makes the second. This is an 8-point lead.
Back in.
And they got the lead up to 8 in the third quarter, but Houston immediately got it back down to 4. We'll see if they can do it again with Harden.
Oh, another nice jump step there by Harden. No good, though, on the finish. I won't be surprised if you see Russell Westbrook come in here very soon, as the Rockets down 8 now really are going to need some offense.
Yeah, and if you're the Rockets here, you're going to get those opportunities for Jokic almost every time. So the key is going to be hitting threes now. Oh, here comes a three from McLemore. He was hot in the first half. Can't hit there. Millsap hits it out of bounds. It'll be Rockets ball. And big game, still no Russell Westbrook in this game.
I'm assuming at about the 3-minute mark you might see him, or if the Rockets do not score on this possession, you might see him walk the scorer's table as here comes Harden off the screen, deep two by Harden, got it. You would have liked to see Harden be about 2 centimeters back there, and that might have been a 3-ball, but instead it's a deep two. Cuts lead back to 8.
And if you're Denver, how are you running your offense here? Oh, and it's a turnover by Millsap. That's going to lead to a dunk. 6-point game.
Throws down. Obviously, they went to either trying to go to Jokic again there. I would try and run my offense through Jokic as well with the smaller PJ Tucker on him. But otherwise, obviously, I thought they played pretty fluid on offense this whole entire game. They've never really struggled. They've had a few little spurts offensively, shooting the ball wise. They've really gotten everyone involved. Everyone has made shots. Everyone has taken shots.
Jamal Murray hits a tough shot. Wow. Silences the crowd.
Jamal Murray with a big bucket there.
And if you want to prove yourself to be a star, those are the kind of shots you got to hit. If you can get Denver back to Game 5, I think Jamal Murray's making a statement tonight. Oh, it's a rebound by Jokic. Still
Harden
no Russell Westbrook in this game.
Harris there. Can't finish, though. And now
Murray
again.
11-point game.
Makes this an 11-point lead. And how about this fourth quarter out of Jamal Murray?
And big game. how worried are you if you're a Rockets fan right now? Heading back to Denver. You may have swept them in Denver. Oh, it's an and one though for Harden.
Oh, whoa, whoa, and one for Harden.
If the Rockets
Well,
end up losing this game, how worried are you if you're a Rockets fan? Going back to Denver.
you'd have to be a little bit worried because obviously the first two games you won in Denver, you went on the road and you played very well offensively, and Denver shot so poorly. And now here in Houston, the Denver Nuggets have shot better, and they've learned how to use the mismatch of Jokic down low. Jamal Murray has stepped up, and Russell Westbrook has struggled at home here, which we'll see if that continues in Game 5 as Will Barton gets down low, can't make it, and he's fouled. So we will
And
see. I think that will be the storyline into going into Game 5 if the score ends up keeping the way it is here. Is will the driving force of Russell Westbrook be alive or dead in Game 5, and will Nikola Jokic and Jamal Murray be too much for the Rockets in Game 5? It will be a real showdown in Game 5 as Harden misses a three there, keeps the lead at 10.
I just think with the playmaking we've seen in this game, Jamal Murray and Jokic did what they needed to do in this game when they needed to do it. But you saw the playmaking out of the two stars to trust their teammates, whether they're off the bench, a key player in the starting lineup. They just knew if they trusted their other teammates, they were going to win this one in Houston.
Oh, Westbrook
And
with a
Westbrook
nice floater
hits.
there.
8-point game.
Quick bucket there for Westbrook as he with a minute one left to timeout there by the Nuggets. 8-point lead.
And if you're Mike D'Antoni here, do you bring out the press, do you think?
Hmm, you might see it. Maybe give it another basket. See if Denver tries to run down the 24-second clock all the way, or if they maybe have a brain fart and take a quick shot. So we'll see here. This will be an interesting possession. Obviously, I believe the next Rockets possession will be their biggest one in the game so far. They go
Oh,
down low to
Millsap's
Millsap
going
right
to
away.
score
Millsap
really quickly.
and
Wow.
Millsap lays it in.
And I think that
So
about
obviously
does
Mike
it for the
Malone.
Rockets.
Mike Malone another timeout. Very aggressive there. As Harden takes a pull-up three, no good, and
And
Dioke with a rebound.
that just adds to his player of the game day right now, as we didn't get to talk about in that timeout. He clearly earned it with his scoring down low, his passing, probably the best we've seen all series from him. Oh, and Barton now with an and one. Wow, they are not messing around Houston tonight. Huge win by Denver, as we will get a game 5 in Denver.
Well, and how about this scoring on the Denver Nuggets in Game 4? I don't think, obviously, Jokic was the player of the game, but really the whole entire offense, whether it was starting or off the bench, came in and really contributed to this team. Jamal Murray really stepped up, showed his superstar potential in this fourth quarter. Will Barton really had a great game. Jokic obviously did. You just saw a great overall game here by the Denver Nuggets, who are able to open this back up to a 15-point lead here with about 5 seconds left of this game.
And that's going to do it from Houston. Denver wins 66-51 on the road to send it to a game 5. And we're going to head over to our post-game show as we take a look at the box score. We go over the Rockets. Disappointing game from James Harden. Russell Westbrook didn't start off well, but he attacked the paint in that third quarter to keep the Rockets and give them every opportunity they could have had to bring them back in this game. 2 for 8 from the three. We don't see, if he's shooting around that, you still have the opportunity for leg room if you're Rockets. But James Harden, 7 points, only taking 9 shots. Very disappointing when you have Macklemore hitting those 2 threes in the first half. And Eric Gordon not really showing up. Covington probably needs to get more wide open threes there or fast break points. What else do you think on Houston's side? Big game.
Yeah, as you said, Westbrook obviously struggled in that first quarter scoring the basketball. And shooting 10 of 22 is not bad. I mean, obviously that's about what he shoots. And James Harden, another terrible game. He has really not shown up here in this series so far. Um, Not much you can say about the Rockets. You really, in Game 5, they're really going to need Russell Westbrook or James Harden to really step up and lead the way for them to try and win this series.
And we go over to the Nuggets side. Even scoring is the key. Jamal Murray, 12 points, 2 rebounds, 4 assists, and Will Barton, 8 assists. That ties the playoff lead in assists. It seemed like Jokic and Murray were the ones moving the ball around, but it was really Barton there passing to Jamal Murray and Jokic. That's the X factor in this game for sure then. And then Jokic brings out a double-double, only shoots 9 times, 10 points, 13 rebounds. Anything else that stands out on the Nuggets side?
Well, just looking at their shooting percentage, with their top 3, 4 scorers, I mean, all shot very well. 5 for 9 from Jokic, 4 for 9 from Millsap, and Millsap, another player that we didn't expect to have a game. Jeremy Grant off the bench, 3 for 3, 7 points. You saw Will Barton, like you said, X Factor Will Barton. We have not seen this out of him this whole entire series. He comes and plays a great game 4. Jamal Murray really showed up, led the team in scoring. Great overall game for the Denver Nuggets. They win both games on the road, and we'll see if they can go back home and try and win this series. And obviously, there you see the rebounding difference, huge on the defensive boards. 27 to 15. 3-pointers made, obviously 5 for 16 from the Rockets. From the free throw line, 4 for 6, while Denver shot 6 of 6. And really, the bench points, Denver's bench outscored the Rockets' bench. And points in the paint, there's your big key. We talked about the Rockets not having a center, 44 to 26. Denver outscores them in the paint. Now we like to see.
And that should do it for us. Great point there, big game. We'll be back after a 5 to 10 minute break.